Okay, so I spent a few hours, well, more like 2 days, um, cleaning up the polish of the game a bit, just trying to make it feel less like a test and more like something you actually could play and not throw up while looking at. So I think I did pretty good. I rewrote the entire rendering of the graphics relating to backgrounds and a lot of button code, along with entirely rewriting the audio code. So now things are a lot smoother and sync into each other a lot more, along with audio no longer taking up a ton of the processing time because it used to constantly have to load new audio tracks, but now it just kind of reuses it if it can. So yeah, this still works. It's still random, so you're gonna get the same song twice a few times, but um, backgrounds do appear on the song on the menu now. You press start. It doesn't like lag or go black or anything. It just kind of brings you there, which is quite clean. I added very smooth faded, so when you select a song and you click play, as you saw, the background dimmed a bit to my selected background dim, which in this case is 0.5. So I'm able to just kind of not have things look ugly, and you can actually read things now that the background dim is enabled properly. So yeah, after you do that, if you click exit, it's gonna brighten back up without just like teleporting or anything. You go to options, it's gonna slowly dim. So let's say I want 0 background dim in the game. So you go in there, press enter, start, set the game, and as you see, it brightens back up to 0 background dim. So full brightness blast in your face. So yeah, after that, as you see, it darkens back down to the default value. X back up, brightens back up. So say you want 100% background dim, and you go back in, and let's just do disco prints. As you see, it darkens down to 100% background dim, and then it brightens back up so you can see it. I think this is actually a really nice effect personally. And the fact that it's not constantly now loading assets every single time you do everything, it's quite nice. I also need to utilize our logger a bit more, because as you can see here, it's a little oof, but it works. Like as you can see, I'm properly caching things like the background image, song files. Those are properly being cached inside of the file cache. Memory usage is quite low, with 2 songs only using up 360 megabytes of RAM. I want to implement proper clearing of the cache if it gets too big, like deleting the oldest used elements. But that's not for now. As it currently stands, it works really well. Sprite fonts are being cached, content is being cached, and things are just snappy moving between menus. Editor got some improvements as well. So let's go into vulnerability. So as you can see, it does the same smoothing thing. This is a little broken. I need to fix this. It's due to a change in how lines are rendered in the new rendering, blah, 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 boring stuff. But instead of having to constantly like just scroll to the first note, I implemented something very helpful, which is skipping buttons the first and last notes on your song. So say you're right at the beginning, so you're right at the beginning of the song and you want to get the first note quickly, you just click this button, and it brings you right to the first note, exactly at the same time. Or say you're at the beginning of the song, you're changing stuff here, and then you want to quickly get to the end of the song, and you just kind of press this button, boom, you're at the very end of your note placement. I eventually want to make this clickable to change the current time, but I'm a bit lazy and haven't gotten around to that yet, so it's not implemented. So yeah, it's progress update, I guess. Number 3, I think this is, so.